Sawa. Good afternoon and welcome to Younib TV News at 1 with me, Akinyi. We have a lot lined up for you, including the new ties between Kenya and Uganda and more sport updates regarding the CHAN tournament that is quickly making way. Before we get this and more, let us take a look at news making headlines.
Our cooperation in these areas aims to catalyze economic development, foster people-to-people ties, and ensure that our engagements translate into tangible benefits for the peoples of our two countries.
From 18 to 21. The second is the banning of alcohol ads in the TV. We want our children to learn ABC and not A.
That the boys will be ready and they will be ready to give the best kind of performances that the Kenyans faithfuls deserve.
Welcome. 8 memorandums of understanding have been signed between Kenya and Uganda with the goal of facilitating investment opportunities for their respective populations. According to President William Ruto, the accords will boost economic growth and shared prosperity. He said this when the President of Uganda, Yoweri Museveni, paid an official visit to State House in Nairobi on Wednesday.
Our cooperation in these areas aims to catalyze economic development, foster people-to-people ties, and ensure that our engagements translate into tangible benefits for the peoples of our two countries.
The more goods and services you produce, especially industrially, in agriculture and so on, the wealthier you are. But when you produce goods and services, the next question is, who buys what you produce?
The MOU on mining, a joint promotion exercise that will be responsible for mineral exploitation, institutional capacity building, and address cross-border smuggling of minerals for facilitating greater understanding of the communities around the Little Rock in Migingo, and the conversation that we have had on how we should bring greater harmony and greater understanding of the communities there, and how we can facilitate the joint sharing of resources.
And on to matters education, a developing crisis in the education sector has prompted a group of university student leaders to demand immediate action from the Ministry of Education. They need support for students scheduled to enroll in September and an end to help funding delays. They have also called for reassessment of the current funding scheme and teacher promotion. To rebuild trust and sustainability in higher education, the leaders are advocating for a student-led conversation with stakeholders in the field.
A short-term student relief option, tuition waivers, and hardship funds in response to this year's funding paralysis. We've heard from the Ministry of Education that and the Ministry of Finance that they are currently experiencing problems with the financing of the students that are supposed to be joining in September. We are here to call on the government that we need to find a solution between now and the time that the new students will be joining in September.
We are students in this country, we are citizens of this country, and also we are the leaders of tomorrow. So we need these leaders to step up and do their work. And their work is making sure that if the students have been given the liberty by this country to go to school, let them be at par and make sure that all of us are getting equal measure of the same education by disbursing funds that are required by the students.
To developing stories, according to new NACADA suggestion, alcohol purchases by Kenya under the age of 21 may soon be prohibited. The draft policy also intends to outlaw alcohol sales in supermarkets, restaurants, internet platforms, and residential locations. Additionally, it recommends restrictions on who can endorse or promote alcoholic beverages.
From 18 to 21. The second is a banning of alcohol ads in the TV. We want our children to learn ABC and not SDU, which is substance use disorder. Banning these ads during prime time. We also want them to mandate them to put warning ads at pictorials on these alcoholic drinks as we do in tobacco.
Illicit drugs and unregulated alcohol are poisons that must be eradicated from our society. This policy provides a clear framework for interagency coordination.
For example, in Makueni, there is this assistant county commissioner who told us they arrested somebody with bags of cannabis sativa, took them to court, and then he admitted in court that, oh, sorry, I'm sorry, this was my first time. Then he was sentenced to community service. The only deterrent factor here is to seize their assets and to perhaps make sure that we close the account. Any chief, any police officer, any OCS whose jurisdiction is a drug haven will be dealt with according to the law. They will not be transferred. They will be removed from service. There is no alcohol or drugs that are sold in Kenya without the support and the knowledge of the chief and the OCS. You know, I was in Kitale 2 days ago, and the OCS are saying, no, it was a chief and the ACCs. Hii ni chang'aa, tumeona ni chang'aa. Hata vile imepigwa vibaya. Yeah. Iko na nguo ya ndani huko ndani sijui nini. And then unaambiwa na magistrate, okay, sorry, we are releasing the guy, we cannot proceed until you bring a certificate from the what do you call, the government chemist, indicating that this is chang'aa. But just imagine that chief being told, you look for government chemist in Kisumu from Kitale to go and test cannabis sativa. Anakuambia hii ni bangi jameni. Wewe magistrate uone ni bangi.
The IEBC has drawn criticism from certain activists who claim Kenya does not have the legal authority to recall senators and members of parliament. They called it a betrayal of the constitution and promised to continue to demand responsibility and justice. This comes after the activists led by Shakira Wafula submitted a petition to recall Nairobi County Women Rep Esther Passaris.
Voters who had already been registered are demanding to be granted their legal right to recall these elected members. So as a matter of urgency, they should focus on ensuring that that is possible as they continue to organize in preparation for the elections 2027.
They need to respect the constitution as a body. Therefore, we have faith that if the members of the IEBC, that's the commission, if they really adhere to this constitution, then we are going to have a process whereby Kenyans are going to register for votes. So we believe that they are going to do that, failure to which we will still revert to our constitutional rights. We call upon all Kenyans to sign and support the petition to demand a functioning recall mechanism. Kenyans to speak out boldly against impunity and failed leadership.
And we will be going for a break here at Younib TV News at 1. Don't go far.
Ever the best. Hallelujah.
Welcome back, and onto the matters of justice. OCS Samson Talam, an interdicted Central Police Station officer, and his 5 co-accused, 2 of whom are police officers, will not be freed on bail until September 26. They are awaiting trial for the murder of Albert Ojwang. High Court Judge Diana Kavetza, sitting in Kibra, declined to grant the 6 accused person bail on Wednesday after the pre-bail report recommended that they be denied it.
That those young kids need their father to mentor them, to guide them, and to look for school fees. That his salary now, my lady, has been cut into half. He must come out, either get a mkokoteni to push to get the balance to pay school fees for those kids.
That effective tomorrow, the superior courts are taking a break. There are, of course, rulings I'll be delivering on 14th, and one of them is also heavy. They were a case, so this one I can't touch because I have to start working on that one. And I'm also going to handle the Shakahola case in Mombasa. I have also requested the CJ to handle another matter, Rashid, and during the vacation period.
According to Prime Cabinet Secretary Musalia Mudavadi, the government is making every effort to return over 1,000 Kenyans who are now awaiting execution abroad. Mudavadi reassured the public that the government is still completely committed to exploring every diplomatic option to bring them home, despite the fact that many of these cases are complicated.
Your contributions never went unnoticed. And I feel indebted, and I don't know how I can ever pay back. Just accept my humble thanks.
Stood behind the efforts to secure Steve's release. They did not judge him. Nobody asks to find themselves in the situation that Steve ended up in. They threw their weight behind the efforts to secure his release because he is a Kenyan.
We have about 1,000 Kenyans facing incarceration in different countries, and our embassies and our missions continue to work through diplomatic channels every other day to try and get the best outcome. Sometimes we succeed, sometimes we may not succeed.
And let's go to matters of sports. 3 changes have been made to the final 25-man roster of the forthcoming African Nation Championship by Harambee Stars head coach Benny McCarthy, Mohamed Bejabar, Swale Pamba, and Brian Musa, who have been replaced by Edward Omondi, Crispin Rambo, and Brian Wachera. Kenya's opening game against DRC Congo is set for August 3rd at Moi International Sports Center in Kasarani, with the competition starting on August 2nd, 2025.
You know, it's not the end of the world if your first game is a disaster, but in our case, hopefully not. So I'm confident that the boys will be ready, and they will be ready to give the best kind of performances that the Kenyans faithfuls deserve. So we'll make it our quest to have one of our best matches of the tournament come Sunday, because it just sets you up nice, because like I said, we are in the group of death. So if you get a good result against DRC, who's won this tournament twice, so they know what it's about, so it will just give us a little bit more breathing room for Angola and Morocco and Zambia to come.
It's a good feeling, first of all, because I think for the last 3 to 2 years we've been playing our home games away. So now playing back home with the fans, I think it's going to motivate us, and I'm sure we're going to perform. So again, we just want to tell all the Kenyans to come and support us, because on Sunday we're going to perform and we're going to do our best, and of course we're going to do everything to make sure that the trophy stays in Kenya. I don't think so, because nowadays football has really changed. There is no small team or big team, small country, big country. It's all about how you prepare yourself, and I think we have prepared well, and we are ready. So we will face any country, and as I say again, we are ready.
And that is all we had lined up for you on our news desk this afternoon. Keep it Younib TV for more news updates and information. Thank you for staying tuned and have yourself a wonderful rest of your day. I am Rachel Akinyi.